They're playing edits in the clubs. People are sending money to editors on TikTok. And the infrastructure of how film and television is advertised and marketed is changing right before our eyes. We are witnessing a cultural phenomenon taking place in a vertical short form format.
Fan edits are the new movie trailers, and Hollywood has caught on.
In October of 2025, Lionsgate, aka the studio behind the Hunger Games franchise, the Twilight Saga, John Wick, Now You See Me, and countless other pieces of iconic modern cinema, announced that they would be hiring and partnering with fan editors, literally fans on the internet who make edits for fun, for their official TikTok content. If you check out Lionsgate's TikTok page, you'll see it's now full of these short form videos that are basically just promoting their IP with catchy songs and good visuals.
Somebody please get this man a gun.
These get thousands and millions of views, and it actually correlates to the amount of views that their actual movies get as well.
There was one fan edit of Creed that hit 195 million views and boosted streaming numbers by 29%. And then also Twilight. So Twilight has had 40 plus fan edits, which have sparked the theatrical re-release, which is pretty cool. It's basically, you know, the Lionsgate has seen the popularity of them on TikTok and it's just been like, whoa, like maybe we just try to re-release the movie again.
This is a notable shift in digital marketing tactics, but it's been a long time coming. Not to mention that this is a recognition and validation of fan culture that is never before seen. Fan edits, video edits, fan cams, or just edits are what have been flooding social media for years now. But how did we get to the point where major entertainment corporations like Lionsgate are hiring independent editors who are often kids who do this for fun for official marketing purposes? Hello everyone, my name is Francesca Dumitrescu and thank you so much for joining me today. I am an avid enjoyer of fan edits. Literally every time I watch a movie or a TV show or even finish a book, I go to TikTok and search XYZ edit and then fill my brain with 10 to 30 second videos with good clips and catchy songs. And I know so many people do the same. I know you probably do the same, because fan edits get hundreds and thousands and millions of likes and views, and so they've really solidified their role in modern fandom culture. While talking about fan edits in this video, I'm talking about Urban Dictionary's definition of this term. An edit is when one composes a video filled with scenes and or pictures using transitions and effects. Often these edits are made with apps that range in accessibility, such as Adobe After Effects, Video Star, Capcut, Alight Motion, and more. Not to be confused with fan edits that refer to films or TV shows that are somehow modified, like a PG-13 version of Love Actually, or taking episodes of a show to edit into a feature-length film. That's a type of fan editing that can be traced back to the year 2000, and as far as I can tell, it's a type of fan edit that remains separate from the ones that I want to talk about today. I found that there's still a vibrant community online that creates and celebrates these types of edits, so if you're interested in going down that rabbit hole, I'll link some information down below. What I'm talking about today is what you're seeing on TikTok, what pops up on Instagram every now and then. This extension of fandom that is a audiovisual celebration of whatever piece of media that has connected with people. And I mean any piece of media. I've seen edits of like movie characters and celebrities, sure, but like the Democrats page on TikTok has edits of politicians. I've seen edits of like historical figures. And there's also just edits of like concepts. At this point, I've seen edits for Waffle House. Okay, but hold up, we need to back up. Where did edits come from, and how did they get to this point where they're so popular? All roads lead back to YouTube, at least when it comes to video content. If you were on YouTube circa 2014 or earlier, chances are you came across an AMV, an anime music video. And in my heart of hearts, I believe that this is the monkey that becomes the human in regards to edit evolution. This is where we first start to see our natural inclination of picking apart media and pairing it with trending music, the foundation of modern edits. Of course, at this point, it's very rudimentary, usually just combining the most epic scenes or most heartful scenes or whatever's resonating with the fandom and pairing it with good music. There's no transitions or effects, so it's very straightforward. And actually, it wasn't just AMVs. I'm gonna be so real here. When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, and so I would watch game playthroughs on YouTube circa 2010, and those led me down to other videos that were like the AMVs, but they were called tributes. I've met no one who shares this experience with me. So if you do, you know where I'm coming from. And often, like, they would take game clips and pair that with the good music, take it a step further into the fandom and incorporate fan art and put it and pair it with good music. Again, very rudimentary. Some were literally made in PowerPoint, and you can tell based on the transitions. So essentially, fan edits are as old as video sharing platforms in the digital ecosystem. And like video sharing platforms, they evolved. The first time I came across fan edits in the more modern sense, and really the first time the internet at large was exposed to edits as we know them now, was back in the day with Vine. In the mid-2010s, Vine was a pre-TikTok, pre-Instagram Reels, pre-YouTube Shorts video sharing platform where videos couldn't be longer than 6 seconds, so it forced people to be creative with what they could do. And of course, it spawned so many iconic pieces of pop culture.
Look at all those chickens!
Wow.
This is when we start to see similar content to the tributes and AMVs from YouTube, but shortened down to 6 seconds. It meant that these were faster to make and view, leading to more people making them and more people seeing them. Apps like VideoStar and Final Cut Pro were really starting to gain popularity, and editors were experimenting with various audios, transitions, coloring effects, and layers.
Bitches ain't shit and they ain't saying nothing. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing.
Well, Vine died in 2017, leaving all these editors with limited options on where to go. RIP. You are missed.
My life be like.
Editors took what they had learned from these condensed 6-second videos, the transitions, the audios, the effects, and they brought them to Instagram. Now here there was more flexibility in terms of length and format, so editors could really expand on the techniques that were established in the Vine era while still maintaining attention spans. But not just that. People were now connecting with each other and creating a culture with one another around edits. This is where I got really intimate with fan editing culture. In the depths of quarantine in 2020, I too downloaded a free video editor, VideoStar, and started making a lot of anime edits on Instagram. And through that, I met a lot of other fan editors, joined a Discord server, and just had a great time consuming and creating these edits with an online support system. Also, there's a whole language within the editing culture that really began forming in this era. The 4K scene pack downloads, the coloring credits, the dedications.
So when you use a coloring made by another editor, you have to credit the editor that made the coloring. IB means inspired by, so if you like the style or some transitions made by an editor and you take inspiration from them, you have to credit the editor that you took inspiration from. DT is dedicated to, if you want someone to see the edit or you want to tag your editing friends, then you should DT them, dedicated to. FDT means special dedication to, so, you know, your best editing friends, you know, stuff like that. AC means audio credit. If you want to use a sound made by another editor, you can use it. Just make sure you actually credit them in your caption with AC, audio credits.
The late 2010s Instagram era was a prime time for fan editors. Every effect ever was used somehow. But eventually, in the early 2020s, there came an exodus to a new video-only app. In the present day, edits thrive on TikTok. With an algorithm that makes note of how long you linger on a video, as well as what you like and save, it's more conducive to fandom culture as a whole, and I think TikTok makes it easier for editors to reach more viewers. I do think the vertical format was a big change too. In the Instagram era, the vertical format was the norm, sometimes square too, but now we're seeing people take advantage of the vertical video. Also, TikTok edits are like borderline mainstream. You have people saying things like, you know, the Creed edit. And like I mentioned earlier, they're playing edits in the clubs. And TikTok edit audios are making songs go viral. Like I know Addison Rae's Fame as a Gun is trending and has been the track for so many edits. And I know that a lot of songs I like I've discovered through TikTok edits. I even listen to Edit Audio's YouTube playlists sometimes, and I know I'm one of thousands. Those videos get so many views, and that's the effect of fan edit culture. Not to mention that I think the popularity of the phonk music genre can be attributed to TikTok edits. Did you know what phonk was before TikTok edits? I surely did not. I feel like now we are re-entering an edit renaissance, because for a while on TikTok, a lot of the most famous edits were really just like slow-mo clips set to the beat of a song with nothing really complex there. But recently I've been seeing edits with real complex effects and artistry put into them, and I think that was a very indicative time of the Instagram era, and now we're kind of seeing it come back around in this TikTok era.
There's exactly one positive to Stranger Things taking a decade to run, and it is that there are still real editors in the fandom. Like, a lot of the fans of the show were around for the golden age of editing on Instagram, and as time has gone on, they've retained those editing skills, those vital skills with transitions and all. Because let me tell you, ever since Volume 5 came out, I've been witnessing edits that I should not be seeing for free. It's not just text anymore. There's real transitions, zooms, spins, overlays. I just saw an edit with like the 3D camera tool. I love those, and that is a lost art form. And I feel like now there's this combination of TikTok edit sounds and transition edits, and it's a perfect match. All the edits I've been seeing are so cinematic and honestly sometimes look better than the show. If anything, this era has kind of just taken me back to what edits used to be and what they still can be. And let me just end this on the disclaimer that this is not to discredit what editing has evolved into. The vast majority of people do this for free, so it is a wonder that we get to see the edits that we do.
This thing that used to be a quirky subsection of internet fandom is now giving people jobs. The magazine Cosmopolitan called TikTok fan editors the greatest artists of our generation. Are you kidding me? Like, that's huge. Which edits go viral determines what songs, movies, and shows go viral, regardless of their release year. So that really just shows the impact that edits have on pop culture as a whole. And we're finally at the point where editors are getting recognition beyond fandom. All this to say, TikTok edits, fan edits, and their popularity and their impact have been a long time coming. It was only a matter of time for enough people to try a free video editor, experiment with different styles, and land on the right social media platforms for us to get here. They want to create better and better edits to submit to their respective fandoms, and not only does the fandom respond, but it draws in people from everywhere.
Oh my God!
The amount of shows I've started and movies I've watched just because I saw a really cool edit where it really intrigued me and made me want to have more. I grew up seeking out this type of content online, and so it's been fascinating to see how it's evolved. And I'm so glad that TikTok editors and fan editors in general are finally getting their recognition and status that they deserve. I think in the future I would not be surprised if we see more and more corporations really collaborating with fan editors, because It is a really fascinating marketing tool. The digital ecosystem is going to continue to evolve, and fan edits, I think, are going to stick around and evolve with it, and whether or not it's a good thing, they are going to be commodified further. Regardless, from YouTube to Vine to Musical.ly to Instagram to TikTok, people have always loved fan edits. And I think they're one of the most persistent types of fan-made content in the digital age. In fandom culture now, we have kind of a holy trinity of fan edits, fan arts, and fan fiction. Amen.
I scroll away from some fan edits on this app in the same way that you walk out of the movie theater completely changed after watching a movie and you like absorb part of it into your personality. They're an art form. Fan edits are an art form and they should be treated as such.
If you made it this far, I'm so glad you stuck around. I haven't really ever seen anyone kind of break down the history of like how TikTok edits have come to be. So I hope that this has filled that gap, and I hope people can really learn something from this and enjoy kind of like this really interesting evolution of how things change in the internet age. I can't even cover in this video all that a TikTok edit or like a fan edit can be. I'm gonna go watch some TikTok edits now and just hang out and have a good time. But thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.